Hey, everybody. Happy Monday or happy not so Monday, whatever you prefer. Go ahead and hit that like button while you're here and put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me, because I could have wasted all of my breath. So, I do things backwards around here. Anyway, 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Hey, everybody. I got my camera fixed. The lighting's a little off, but it is what it is. I'm cool with it if you are. Awesome. I see some ones in the chat. Hey, Mr. Eve, being the first one all up in the chat. Woohoo! Look at you. Make sure I got my chat working first. Thank you for being here. Working hard for the money. Hi, Brooklyn. Brooklyn asking, Mr. Eve, it's still cold there in the 30s? Girl, no. Bye. Come to Texas. It's like 80 degrees. How are you and Tyler Eve? Tyler Eve is good. Mr. Eve says, so are we taking bets on how late Eve will be? Hey, I was 3-4 minutes late. That's not bad. That's normal. Look, as I always say, if I'm not late, there's something wrong. I'm consistently inconsistent. Hey, Julia T. Brooke, Jeep Girl. Glad to see you, everyone. And if you're watching the replay, thank you for being here. All right, y'all. You know what this is about today? If you didn't see my my thumbnail, I'll show it to you. It is about, ta-da, the Michael Vaughn case. I wish I had more updates for you. Right now, we're waiting on Sarah Wandra for her fitness to proceed hearing, and Stacey Wandra is still in jail. We have Brandon and Adrian that we need to talk about, yada, yada, yada. But the biggest thing that I wanted to show everyone here today is that I have a screenshot of the Fruitland Police Department in Idaho, where Michael went missing on July 27, 2021 from 6:40 to 7 p.m. Around his home. I'm assuming that's still accurate. On that day. There is persons of interest, as I just stated, but we'll get into that in a minute. But the most important thing that I want to talk to you about is Detective Crimmon from the Fruitland Police Department told the babysitter, Jen Hanna, that he told her that she was cleared and not a person of interest, and hasn't been since, right after the beginning of the case. But as you know, I like to keep it accurate, right? I don't give credit to the parents being cleared officially by law enforcement, so I cannot say the same about Jen Hanna. But what I can show you is a law enforcement official, a detective on the Michael Vaughn case, saying that Jen Hanna is not a person of interest. Matter of fact, if she is continuing to be harassed, which she is, to take the necessary steps to do what she needs to do to be protected. So let me follow up a chat real quick, see if anybody has any questions already. Nothing yet. All right. So put this off of here. I want to get this out of the way. I want to show you guys exactly what, Crimmon emailed back to Jen Hanna so that she can do the necessary things to protect herself. Like I said, there is a conversation not on the email that was relayed to me from her, stating that, again, she was not a person of interest after the beginning of the case, after Polly's and things like that. I also wanted to show you guys that, Brandy Noe herself has been told by law enforcement, per her words, that she passed her Polly's. Now, is that coming straight from law enforcement? No, it's not. But this kind of coincides with what it has been said, right, in the past, especially in the first 6 months, or roughly around 5 or 6 months, where Jen Hanna was not a person of interest. Yet, the online hate for this woman is still continuing to this day, and she's fighting tooth and nail to try to get something done about this, because she does not deserve to be harassed and defamed and slandered the way that she is. This is a woman who, we're going to talk about the good things about why her not being a person of, why that's a good thing for her to not be a person of interest. The parents of Michael Vaughn and everyone around the parents of Michael Vaughn should be thrilled that there is one less person, that was around their child right before, the day before he went missing, that did great things with him. Okay? There was happiness. That's a thing to cherish and not to defame. So I want to bring that back in the power of Michael Vaughn in his case, and people who he surrounded with that loved him. Okay, that's what I want to focus on, but I do have to get the nitty gritty out of the way, as you know. And I ramble, right? You know me. If I'm not rambling, there's a problem too. If I'm not late and if I'm not rambling, you better ask your girl Eve what's up. Okay? So just wanted to let everybody know, if you're not so level-headed, if you feel like you know more than a detective would, if you feel like this is something that you have cognitive dissonance on, meaning it's conflicting what you're seeing and what you're feeling, so you're going to go ahead and ignore the facts in front of your face. I can't help you on that, but I'm going to go ahead and prove it, and hopefully you can get the help you need on that. So Scott Kremen is the detective on the Michael Vaughn case. Okay. Him and Juanita Keller are working together, obviously, on this case. And just a little bit of a backstory here. How we got to this screenshot, all right? How we got here is because the harassment. The harassment of Ilda Keem, who is the manager at Albertsons. This is all alleged. Just want to let you know, for entertainment purposes only, anyone and everyone mentioned in this video is innocent of anything that was said about them until proven guilty by a court of law. This is just speculation. Do with it what you will, responsibly. However, anyway, what I had heard was Jen Hannah was yelled at, screamed at, called a baby killer at the bars that she was frequenting around the area that she always has. All right, this is a small little community. People bounce around the same places. And she's been bar stool checked. She's been, you name it. She's had her tires slashed. I have the proof. I have a picture of it myself. So you can believe it or not. It's not really my problem what you believe, but that's the truth. It's the truth. It's been really hard. We have even, bless her heart, her marriage has suffered because people go after her husband. And a lot of times in these cases, I'm not going to air out any dirty laundry about all that stuff, but it does affect the people around criminal investigations. Even if they were just an associate, even if they were just a babysitter, even if they were a freaking pizza delivery person. I want to explain this. You don't realize how much you affect other people around you when you're negligent and not watching your children. It costs a lot of money. Michael's worth it. I'm not saying that he's not. But watch your babies. Watch your babies. Because you never know. You never know. Just the other day, I want to get off topic for just a second. Just the other day, my hometown in East Texas, the sheriff's department there helped bust over 40 pedos. And guess what? 2 of them were pastors in Dallas. I'm from East Texas. They just assisted in getting these dirty people off the streets. 2 of them were pastors. 1 of them was a teacher. 3 of them were nurses. You cannot trust a single soul with your children. Always open your eyes, listen, pay attention. If you have a hard time paying attention and you know that this is a thing and you're trying to start a family, think of those things before you start a big family. I know that that's kind of intrusive, but it is what it is. I'm not here to bash anyone. I'm here to help, right? Let me go check up the chat. Because you know I rant. Ta-da, says Brooke. That's my favorite saying. Wilted Lettuce says, I'm here, all is well now. Oh, cheers to you. Hey, Mr. Eve, I brewed my own coffee and didn't go get 16 Starbucks today. Proud of me? My wallet's like, yeah, I'm proud of you. Draining me dry. Oh, Brooke says, glad to be a part of the Eve fam. 1 year and 8 days. Everybody give some hearts for Brooke for being here for that long. Girl, you've stuck it out through thick and thin, and I am very proud of you, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Let me see if I got something for you. Do I have at least like hand claps or something on my soundboard? I don't know. But please give her some hearts, because that's awesome. It's been ups and downs throughout this journey, and thank you for being here. She's been a great, great friend. I'm going to do something. Let's see what I got. I got a honk. Woo! That's what it is. A bunch of shenanigans on here. Thank you. All right. So getting back to this real quick. This is Scott Crimmin, detective at Fruitland PD. The conversation started because of the harassment. Juanita Keller, who works with Scott Crimmin as a detective on the Michael Vaughn case, was told by Scott to please contact Crystal Jewell, who has been a very big, ugly, toxic thorn in the side of both FPD and the Michael Vaughn case and people around them, including the mother. And I can tell you that for a fact, because that's what was said by the mother of Michael Vaughn. I mean, that's like fact. Let me see if I can actually prove that.
The video footage on that ring door camera apparently did pick Michael up. So
What's not that one?
Did they know who that Crystal Jewell is?
Yeah, Sai has like over 20 fucking emails from her dumbass.
What's she trying to do? Get recruited?
Apparently, I don't know. And I read JD her message to me when she was trying to get me to hire her as a PI or whatever. And I told JD, I was like, I'm not fucking hiring anybody. You guys are doing an amazing job. She's like, we wouldn't be opposed, if they want to work with us. I'm like, no, fuck that. We got the best of the best. Like, okay, you guys are doing amazing work.
That's very telling. Did they know who that Crystal Jewell is?
Yeah, Sai has like over 20 fucking emails from her dumbass.
What's she trying to do? Get recruited?
Apparently, I don't know. And I read JD her message to me when she was trying to get me to hire her as a PI or whatever. And I told JD, I was like, I'm not fucking hiring anybody. You guys are doing an amazing job. She's like, we wouldn't be opposed, if they want to work with us. I'm like, no, fuck that. We got the best of the best. Like, okay, you guys are doing amazing work.
That's very telling.
That is very telling. She said it best. So, having a little fun here. It's true, though. It's been an issue from the jump. They knew about it. They've known about this person. So for Juanita, if you're having a relationship in any sense of a fact of Michael's case with this person who is saying she's a PI with an expired license in Oregon, but she works in Idaho, I don't know what to say. I think it's a big conflict of interest, especially when you have family ties. In a sense, I don't know. That's just my opinion. It's all alleged, right? I mean, like, has she been investigated in any sort of way? Maybe there's something to that. I don't know. I would look into it if you haven't. I don't know. Maybe. I don't have anything to back that up with, but just the sheer amount of bullshit that you have obviously told Brandy about, a little sus. A little sus. I think what was Sai's word, or was it JD Huff's word, or Cribben's words? She's a grifter. You know, I don't know. Maybe you could handle that, because this is why we are here today, having to expose an email to explain that Jen Hannah, the babysitter of Michael Vaughn, who loved him and adored him and cherished him, is not, or no longer, a person of interest in this case. And this person, Crystal Jewel, has been told that twice at least now. Twice at least. All right? And putting the accountability factor onto not only Crystal, but FPD. Detective Juanita Keller is the one who is supposed to tell her these things. Now, Crystal Jewel on her Twitter said, it's been a week and I haven't gotten a call yet. Well, then why did you go offline? Why did you take down your Twitter page? Why would you do that and not get a call? Make that make sense? Did you get a call? I think you got a call. I think you're playing. Oh. Okay, one's enough. All right. So let me know what you think about that. I'll wait, because I know it ain't going to be anything that is accurate. Okay. You have been told, my guy, my girl, you've been told. So getting off of that, I also wanted to make it very well known that if it continues, we got you, boo. All right? If you're watching this on the replay, Missy, you know who I'm talking about. We got you. Okay, enough is enough. So, put a 1 in the chat if no longer a person of interest in this case to you in your mind means that she should not be publicly investigated or bashed or threatened or harassed, especially now going forward. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with that. Put a 2 in the chat for anything other. And I'm watching the chat. Yeah, nothing makes sense. Pot calls kettle black. And like I said at the beginning, I wanted to make it very well known that I am trying to be fair, and cleared is a PR term. All right? People aren't cleared in a sense of the law. Crimes are either persecuted or not. All right? There's different ways to go about this. Cleared, persons of interest, suspects, all of those things are PR terms. A suspect is prior to an arrest if there's enough evidence for the prosecuting attorney to file charges. A defendant is the person of interest or suspect who is then charged. All right. So at this point, Sarah Wandra is the only person at this point who has a charge and is now a defendant in failing to report the death to law enforcement or an official. Does that make sense? Hey, Chica, be safe. Jennifer Hannah in the chat. She says, hi, driving. I was just explaining the obvious here. I know that, we're here for you. So here's the good part of this live. All right. It's not going to be much longer or anything like that. Here's the great thing about this live. This is an opportunity for everybody around the Michael Vaughn case, family, friends, foes, whatever, to understand that the person the day before Michael vanished, the person that was watching him and his little sister painting rocks, having fun, enjoying the hot weather on an Idaho summer day, enjoyed it. He was loved. He did something artistic with this person the last time she saw him, and that matters. That is important. We appreciate you, Jennifer Hannah, for that, because we don't know who actually last laid his eyes on in that neighborhood. We don't know who it was, and we don't know really when it was, but we do know that at least when you were there, it was good and wholesome. And we thank you for that. Put a 1 in the chat and a heart of your color, preferably blue for Monkey, if you agree with that. I agree with that. Brooke says kids need that kind of creativity to feel celebrated. Speaking of rocks, man, I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this the other day. You know, the rocks just keep circulating in my brain, my psyche. You know, I did see the rocks that were in front of Michael's. It's not really a mural. It's just a family little setup in the interview for Michael. And, you know, I think it was February, maybe. I don't remember the day. But let's take a look at those rocks and see if, like, there's... What is it about these rocks that I'm interested in? Let me pull it up and I'll show you guys, because, you know, I believe Crystal, who was the recorder of Brandy, you know, the evil one, right? She has seen 2 of them. I think one was a minion, right? And the other one, Jen Hannah can clarify for me. So, there are different rocks that I'm noticing. And just rocks everywhere. I don't know why. Just don't ask me why this rock business is so important. But I would like to know, like, where those, were they something that was done outside of, you know, Jen Hannah, the babysitter? I just think that this whole rock thing is interesting, and maybe that ties in somehow to the case in some way, somewhere. Maybe somebody in the chat can help. Maybe somebody can help me out, because my spiritual side is like screaming, there's something about rocks. You know how sometimes you just get anxious about something and you know that there's something to, your intuition kicks in? That's what I'm talking about. All right. Let me see. 3 weeks ago. Oh my gosh. My YouTube video comes up in Google searches. That's crazy. That's something, right? Or maybe it's just because it's on my page. I search myself. I don't know. It could be. So why is this new interview not wanting to pop up like at the very top? That's weird. Everything else is. Makes me think like something happened where people aren't really watching it. And that's sad. We need to keep up with Michael's case. Everybody. It's very sad it's not just popping right up. That means views are really, really down. For the latest on Michael's case with Brandy's face, with her, the interview. It's weird.
Get away with a great...
Now, I'm not going to play this sound because I don't want to be KTVB'd out of here, because you know how they are. But I just want to, I want to find the rock. I want to find the rock. Busted? What you mean? Oh. Sorry, slow internet today. 1 second. That's a good laugh. It's not good to be me, but when one is so vile and nasty towards others, it's hard to find empathy for said PI, right? Miss Persevere said 1. Jen Hannah says 1. Girl, yes, I would agree. Okay, sorry, I got sidetracked with the chat. I thought I saw it at the beginning. It is clearly not okay to harass someone who is not a person of interest. Thank you. It does matter. Kids need to be loved. Was it right there? Shit. Sorry, guys. Let me catch up with chat first. There's the blue hearts. Oh, JC Marty with the 8 billion questions in my comments. How are you? Let's go ahead and address JC because JC's all about that life. It might be CJ, you know. Anyway, that was my question about the camera at the residence. What camera at what residence? The one at the Wandras, the ones where they have in their home, in their little walkway in their front yard, the front door. Yeah, rocks. I do too, Brooke. I love painting rocks too. It's been a long time. Ellie says, respectfully, I have a question. Sarah Wandra was charged, not convicted as of yet, but has it been reported by law enforcement that her arrest is directly related to Michael? Yes. That is why there are sealed documents in the case. What they have not said is why. Okay? They haven't gone into any depth as to the evidence to back that up. The only thing that we have is a leaked probable cause affidavit that says God told her Stacy did it, buried Michael, but it wasn't Stacy that did it. It was somebody else. She was going through a psychotic break, in my opinion. She had just got hauled off to the loony bin 2 weeks prior to that. No one else has been charged with the actual abduction or death of Michael Vaughn at this point. What do you mean, Eve? No, you didn't. I don't know what that means. I didn't do a lot of things, but I also do a lot too. But yes. What did I do? With respect to the charges, failure to report a death connected to the disappearance of Michael. Right. Eve, have you seen any videos of little Michael walking around the neighborhood? Nope. No, but you know what? While I ADHD off of this really quick, we'll get back to this. I do want to go through some of the things that was told from Brandy Neal to others about neighbors. And you know, at first I was very hard on people about talking about the neighbors because it could potentially be dangerous for the family members at this point. But I would assume, after thinking about this for a while, and it's been almost 2 years, that law enforcement would have handled it at least by now, or have warned someone, or at least tried their due diligence to protect the public from said dangerous neighbors. So if they're not willing to help and or whatever the case may be, and they haven't been arrested to my knowledge, really it's not dangerous unless Fruitland PD or law enforcement states otherwise. So let's listen to something really quick about things that we have picked up along the way about neighbors. Let me know what you think about this recording back in maybe January or February of 2022. I believe before, or maybe even right after Tyler was read his Miranda rights per Brady deal. Let's see.
The video footage on that ring door camera apparently did pick Michael up, but we're not telling anybody that.
And that's
okay.
6.
The video footage on that ring door camera apparently did pick Michael up, but we're not telling anybody that.
And that's
okay.
6.
I have no idea. Can't see that part.
But it's the next door neighbor.
No. 908. 908. Anyways, they all saw Michael. Don't touch that. Sorry. He did knock on both Hispanic neighbors' doors.
Clear as day? Class, any questions? I'll wait. I'll wait for that. How does the family do it? You know, keep it together. I truly do not know. Yep, be respectful or you will be removed. Truly. Yours truly. That was what I was asking the next door neighbor. Camera, thank you. Yeah, well, you know, it depends. Which neighbor are we talking about? The next door neighbor could be to the one to the left, the one to the right, the one across the street, the one across from there. Which one do you want? And there's 18 different versions, so I really can't clarify for you. And it's not official from law enforcement, so we really don't know shit. Oops. We don't know. Right? Yeah. That's what we don't know. I have questions. We always have. Bring them. Let's do this. Because enough is enough, right? Enough is enough. I don't want to speak on behalf of Jen Hannah. On the other hand, she did go publicly on a Spaces and explain on, I think, March 15th of 2022 that she had spoken to one of these Hispanic next door neighbors, like face to face, and asked her, did she see Monkey? This is not Jen Smith Newman on Arizona, where he was last seen at one point earlier in the investigation. That is not the neighbor I'm speaking of. Don't go there. It's the one next to her. And she stated, you know, did you see Michael? Yeah. He knocked on the door. And I answered it. And he wanted to play with the dogs. And I said, well, you need to go ask your mom because her sons are older, way older. So if this is true, let's just for a moment, it's all speculation. This is alleged for entertainment purposes only. If this was true, how long had Michael been out there? When was this? She never gave a time. What is all this mumbo jumbo going on? And why is it so hush hush, right? There's no gag orders in my opinion that I know of. So let me know if you know. But I have never heard of it. So then, once Jen Hannah, I believe, wanted to clarify the times, blocked, cut off, get out of here, no more talking. Now, that could have been, safety, maybe thinking that Jen Hannah was a potential suspect at the time, which she obviously wasn't. She was never publicly stated as such. So I can't really understand that or make sense of that. You know, why she would block her, but there could be a logical explanation. Or not clarifying the times. Maybe she didn't want to get caught up in something. So, you know, a lot of people were focused on the other side of the neighbor, like of Michael's house. But the other side is a big old mess. Now, Chris Madonna, who is, in my opinion, a special interest in the case, draw your own conclusions on that, who has a special interest in the case, whether we agree on it or not, has stated many, many times that there is no doubt in his mind that neighbors saw him on that street. All right. Okay. There have been recordings that from 6:37 to 6:47, he was seen knocking, going, dragging his flip-flop. There, you name it, I've got the recording. I can show you or let you listen. Here's my thing. Now that we know Jen Hannah was at a pool tourney with her hubby, minding her own business, passing her polys, okay, not a person of interest. It hasn't been for a very long time. We can focus on, and I think that we all should at least focus on, what is the truth of the neighbor situation, and does that have any bearing in any relation whatsoever to the 1100 to 1102 Red Wing block? And anyone that was staying there around the time Michael went missing or before, because those are the only real true things that we have, and they're based in not a lot of fact. We haven't found Michael's body. We haven't heard of any direct evidence. The public defender said herself that there are a lack of facts in the probable cause of Sarah Wandra's charge for failing to report a death. There is such little to go on, right? Fruitland Police has said that they have spoken to Brandon and Adrian. There's really nothing else you can do at this point. It is not wise to scare everybody over in Montana and put Google ads out. Navala's True Crime is something special because he wants to literally put ads out against Brandon Shurtleff as if he is a suspect and has a search or not a search warrant, but an arrest warrant out for him. But fucking nanas to me. That is just harassment if I've ever heard of it. Guilty or not, that's not what's going to get him caught. If they want to go get him and there's evidence to suggest that they actually did something, then go get them. Go get them. It's that simple. It's called an arrest warrant. It's that simple. Brandon Shurtleff posts on a daily basis, as if there's nothing going on in his life. So I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to say. But that's not how you do it. Did they have one in the house? I don't know. Thanks, Cyber. I appreciate it. I hope I wasn't perceived as disrespectful, Ellie. I didn't think so. What did Kin say? Kidney. Want to view it. Drunk? That's CJ's bitch ass. Yeah, I'm drunk on coffee. Question 1. Has the family been offered counseling since this began? I hate answering that question because it's really none of our business, honestly, and I'm not trying to be rude, Brooke. I know that you have the best of intentions. It's just that, that's something that they need to deal with. But she has said in the one-year presser that they are both, Tyler and Brandy are both working with counselors, with grief counselors. Question 2. Ooh, let's just wait. Question 2, why haven't we been informed of status since the Wanderers' neighbor's yard was dug up? Why crickets? Well, JD have said, be patient with us. And here's why I think that it's going to take some time. First of all, we have that private lab that they sent the DNA, whatever evidence they have, to a private lab. We haven't heard anything back on that. Here's what I think. I think that they're buying time. Excuse me. I think that they're buying time because they know that Sarah and Stacy have other charges. They're going to be in the jail. All right. They're going to be sitting for a hot minute. All right. Brandon and Adrian are the wild cards, of course, but there's that Cesar Garrido person, the one that everybody thinks is the walking man, who was pictured in the back of the car with Brandon Shurtleff and the Wanderers taking a trip to Washington, right? So he's in jail waiting on a charge to be looked at through the courts. And they're all mingling around March through May. It's really interesting to see it. All of their little hearings and pretrial motions and all that shit. From March to May, they're going to be a little busy. And it makes me wonder, is that what y'all are needing? Some time? Because they ain't getting out. Sarah at Wander ain't going to be posting that, what was it, $500,000 bail? No. Stacy Wander has already pled guilty and took a plea deal for his federal gun charges, so he's fighting that, but that's going to be a minute. He ain't getting out. So there's the time. FPD is working with the prosecuting attorney's office as much as they can. Things are building very slowly, and I think that they don't got shit. I don't think they have shit, but they could. I'm not law enforcement, so I can't speak on their behalf, but I mean, it's really interesting that the community doesn't seem fazed at all. I don't know. But maybe there's something, bye, Jen Hannah. Maybe there is something to connect Southwest 9th Street and those surrounding roads, neighbors, somewhere up to 1102 Red Wing, potentially. Right? We just don't know. What you laughing for? Level said he was doing what to? Oh, Dope says they did give an update that something went to a private lab and they spoke to Adrian and Brandon. Correct. Right. But zero info. He said to be patient. And if JD tells me to be patient, I'm going to try. Doesn't mean I won't fail. Eve, you think Nav is special? I think so. I think he's an asshole. That's what I think. No, not me. Kidney was saying that the fam gets through it by being drunk. Oh, truly, there must be another way. I thought their mantra was leave the investigation to Ellie. Julia T, round of applause. Because that is it. That wasn't the round of applause, but accurate. Whew. I gotta get off of here, y'all. They're gonna think I'm truly drunk, and I'm not. I'm not at all. So let's leave on a positive note, right? Hey, Little Wing. Let's leave on a positive note about Jen Hannah being no longer a person of interest. She hasn't been for a long time. Trust me when I say I've seen the email. That's not the only one we have. All right. The conversation that Jen Hannah had with Detective Crimin, I believe her. I believe her because of that clip that I just showed you of the email. Crystal Jewel, if you're listening, you've been told twice now, stop the bullshit. All right? Just cut it out. Leave her alone. Let her heal. Because that's the only way that she can. And whatever that means. I'm not going to speak for Jen, but you know what I'm saying. She doesn't need to be punished for not watching a child. She doesn't need to be punished for that. She didn't do that. She watched them very well. And made sure that he was loved and did something fun the day before his disappearance. And I'm really, really happy that that at least happened. Because we don't know shit about anything after that time. Not really. Except for that they think he went missing around 6:40 to 7 p.m. And how the hell does Brandon Curtis know that? A 3%er militant asshole who runs the Facebook page? I don't know how he knew that on day, 6? And then JD Huff finally says it a year later, but that's for another day. Here's what I'm trying to say. There are opportunities now to not focus on someone who has been accounted for, who has been publicly explained by Brandy that law enforcement has said they think Jen Hannah is innocent. She has said it. She has said it. She has said it multiple times. But here's the interesting thing. To this day, Brandy Neal, the mother of Michael Vaughn, refuses to admit that, lets the chat run wild wherever she roams over there in Purple Land and Level Land and all the shitty lands. She lets people believe that she is still a person of interest. And that's not healthy for you, Brandy. That's not healthy to have hard feelings when it's staring you in the face and you've admitted it. Like, we gotta get off of that. If you want someone to blame, if you need something to look at, search. Go search. Go search before it gets too hot like it did the summer Michael went missing. Go toe-to-toe with them steel boots and search. You never know what you'll find. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. And all of the supporters around Brandy Neal, if you think that it's okay to continue to harass this woman, when you have been told you're despicable. And I highly advise you stop. Highly advise it. I'm warning you for the greater good of Michael Vaughn's case. It's a good thing. She is one less person to worry about having something to do with Michael Vaughn's disappearance. Her face wasn't plastered. Hers was not the one of the 4 faces that were plastered. Enough is enough. There's so many good things that are coming of this. Can't blame her anymore. And that's what I think pisses people off. Michael deserves accuracy and justice. And so does Jen Hannah, because she is not a person of interest in this case. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I want to give a shout out to all of my Twitter weasels in the chat. Lulu, so glad to see you here. They have done some amazing research. There have been tips sent in from Michael Vaughn's case that are actually helpful, that have been helpful, not just speculatory. It's been a long ride. I do feel like there's something coming. Within the next 2 months, something inside me is just saying that there is something coming big, big, big. And I want us to really focus on Michael Vaughn and Summer Wells, Oakley Carlson, Lena Keel, because there's something connecting all of these cases where we have no freaking clue where they are. I think that there is one magic key in all of these cases, and we're gonna try to help. All right, everybody, much love to you. You know, as I say, drink your water even after your coffee or before your coffee, right? Hug yourself, your babies, your fur babies, your grandbabies. Let's find these babies justice, and all missing persons. They deserve justice. And catch me on the next live. Justice for Michael Vaughn, Summer Wells. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.